Hey everybody, Marco here, and welcome to another pencil mark video. Today I'll be doing another GP puzzle, I guess. This is a palindrome Sudoku. Basically, palindromes are words like, I don't know, race car, which I guess you can see if you like write it down. It's the same thing if you write it backwards and forwards. So the idea here is that it's sort of going to be that, except on the gray lines. So each gray line, if you read it from one end to the other, it should have the same numbers on it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, reading from the left end to the top end, and 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, reading from the top end to the left end. Basically, you can kind of reduce it to saying that there's going to be a bunch of spots which have the same number in them. So that's the basic idea of this puzzle here. If you have any Sudoku variants that you'd like me to try out, please do let me know. But until then, I'll just be doing which Sudoku types seem interesting to me. So let's go on ahead and start. Here we go with the timer. There we go. All right, so let's see which numbers could potentially be powerful here. I see something to start here. 3 and 5 are both in these positions here in the top row, meaning they both do end up in these 3 cells. However, this cell up here is the same as this cell, which can't be a 3 or a 5. Therefore, we actually do start off with a 3-5 pair in row 1, columns 5 and 6. This number in column 6 is going to palindrome to over here, which is blocked by a 5, so this resolves the pair immediately. So this is a 3 and a 3 on the other end, and a 5 in the center. Let's see. That does give us a 3 in the left column here in the middle, which means the 3 is going to be in the middle column down below. It can't be on the cell on the palindrome because the other end is in the same box as the other 3 we just made. On the... let's see if that goes to the other side. First of all, this 3 does end up with a pair here, down here. And on the other side, well, first of all, it can't be in the middle row or the middle column because of Sudoku. And I don't think it can be on either palindrome spot because the 3 covers the other palindrome spot. Above it's covered by the existing 3, and below it's covered by the pair looking down. This is a lot of scribbles for saying that the 3 is going to be in a pair on the left side, which makes it a pair on the right side down below. That means we do have to take the middle option down here. That was pretty big for 3s. Can we get something similar for 5s? Not quite sure we can just yet. We had a lot more space with the 3s rather than the 5s. There is an interaction that I do see with the palindromes. We have 2 2s here, which are going to cover most of the middle left square. And the only other places that are left are on palindromes. These 2 are covered by the 2 in the center as well, as is the top right. So we get 2 2s immediately here and here by palindrome. That is going to give us another 2 that's going to be on the palindrome on the bottom. It's either going to be in the top spot or in the bottom spot, which correspond to these 2 spaces. respectively. I don't think we can disambiguate that quite yet. Yeah, I think those are fine. However, actually no, I think we can deduce the 2's because these 2's from the left cover the top 2 rows on the right. We know that 2 is going to be in one of these spaces. It can't be in the center because this space is covered by the palindrome, and it can't be on the right because that covers both options for the 2. Like if there was a 2 here, it would cancel out this 2 and force this 2 to go to the right. That's not going to be possible, so the 2's are in these 2 spaces here. That gives us a 2 pair down here. There's a 2 pair up there. And on the top right, we do have 3 options. 1's reduced to a pair in the bottom center. It's in the bottom row, and this spot here is covered on the other side of the palindrome. This is like an 80-something point puzzle, by the way, so it is going to be quite tricky. Even though we did get a bunch of numbers almost complete at the start, it's probably going to be very difficult to finish. So let's see. I think I can get a 4. In the top, we cannot put a 4 in the right cells because this 4 covers those cells on the other side of the palindrome, meaning this 4 is definitely one of these 2 cells. This cell is also covered on the other side. So we can put the 4 on the left there, meaning the 4 goes on the right and it goes on the bottom by Sudoku. So we have the 4 on the other side of the palindrome now. All of these 4's, they cannot go in these spots, so there also cannot be a 4 anywhere on the other side of the palindrome. With the 4 up top and the 4 down below, that reduces it to 2 options here. So we've got 4 and 4 in those spaces. Oh, on the right we have a 4 pair in the middle, meaning that on the left it gets pushed down. That also fixes the 3 up above, and we get the pair in the middle. 4's. Do we have 4's in other places? We don't have 4's in the top row yet. Oh, we do get another pair from the top in the center, which matches up with this other pair to push the 4 on the right down. So we actually do resolve these 4's by Sudoku. Oh yeah, this 4 pair is fixed now because the 4 cannot be on the other side of the palindrome. So 4's should be done. I guess... Did we finish... No, we only have 4 5's. We can get the 5 in the center right, with these 5's giving us 2 options and this one being covered by palindrome. So the 5 goes in the center there. It's gonna reduce it. Yeah, we can get it on the left now, with the center being ruled out, the top right being ruled out by a palindrome, with this 5 seeing it, and out of the bottom 2 cells, the left one is the one which also has a 5 seeing it. So this 5 is going to go right in the middle of the palindrome. That's going to give us this 5 by Sudoku in the center as well. And now we have everything else, so we can just get the bottom left 5. 6's. Can we get 6's? I don't think so. Yeah, the other numbers might be more difficult since 6, 7, 8, 9 have a relative low frequency. What about 1? 1 is also fairly low, but maybe I can get some of those to finish things off. I mean, the 2, 3, 4, 5, we've resolved that pretty much almost everywhere. We only have a pair of 3's that are unresolved. And I guess we've got 2 pairs and a triple for 2s. 5s and 4s are completed. We've got 1 6 in the center, though the 6 does see, yeah, it does rule out all cells here, so it leaves 2 options which are going to be both on a palindrome somewhere. That might be important. Like, it's either going to go in these 2 cells, or it's going to go in these 2 cells down here. And I guess one of those might break. Well, I don't see it quite yet. 7s are in the top left and the bottom right currently. I guess that does give us a pair in the bottom left, though they don't really interact that well otherwise. 8, there is an 8 in the center, and that's about it. The 8 does push the other 8 up on the center right, which makes it somewhere in the middle in the center left. That's it though. There is only a 9 in the top right, and it doesn't really interact with anything at all. I guess that's how these difficult puzzles get you, you know? You can kind of start with a fairly simple break-in, but over time you sort of slowly get to that point where it's just like you're stuck. 1 7 8 9 is missing in the center row, though that's not special. That's going to happen in a lot of spaces. Second row is very close to being done. It just needs a 1, a 6, and an 8. It's that means this only has the options 1 8. This only has the options 6 8. The one on the right still has all 3 options, but that does reduce one of the cells on the palindrome to 1 8. So that's pretty good actually. Yeah, we might have to try to look for if any of the palindrome cells are actually a naked single or a naked twin, I guess. Which other cell could have a lot of coverage? This bottom right cell, it's covered by a 1 down here. 2, 3, 4, 5 cover it as well. This could still be a 6 or it could be a 9. I think both of those options are fine. But the 7 covers this spot and the 8 covers both here. So yeah, 2 options for this bottom right. That's going to be 6 or 9. For the other cell on the inside, the top right, I think we still have 7, 8, and 9 as candidates. But that should still be fine to mark down, so let's do it. Top left. 1 is not actually covered for either of these spots. 7 is there from the same cell, but 8, 9, and I think also 6 are still possibilities there, so big range. Same thing with the other one down in the near the center. 1 is a possibility, 2, 3, 4, 5 are blocked. 6 is a possibility, and I think 8 and 9 are still possibilities as well. And down on the left, we did say 1 was an option down here. It's also an option up here. 2, 3, 4, 5 blocked, 6 blocked from the center. It could be 7 still. That's fine. 8 is a candidate, and 9 is also a candidate. And in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocked. 6 is still not blocked. Could it be 7? I think it can still be 7. 8 is blocked from the center, and 9, we only have 9 on the top side. So yeah, still a triple. So while we did sort of mark down all the possibilities for the palindromes, it's not going to be that easy there. Down left, bottom right, we have 1 row here. We're missing 2, which is in that double. 6, 8, and 9. But 6 and 8 are completely unrestricted there. 9 is only blocking the right cell. 1 in the top, I mean in the middle right. I know it's going to be in one of these cells on the right or on the palindrome. 6, 7, 8, 9 are also all missing there. It's got to be some sort of interaction with all of the palindromes here. I just can't see it quite yet. For 7 and 9, I do see some sort of chain. Let me do this in blue. If we have 7s in these spots, they sort of give this middle cell, which is a 7, which sort of feeds back into these cells to put the 7 in this spot, which, like, that's perfectly fine, right? That gives us 7s in these spots here. That's like a perfectly fine distribution of 7s, but that is like a domino effect. It sort of works similarly for 9s, where if we have 9s in these spots, it covers the center, and we get 9s here, covering these the same way to give us 9s in these spots. This would be a 9 by Sudoku, and we would still even have a pair left in these spots, so we can't say it breaks there. 8 is the other candidate, but it doesn't work similarly because there is an 8 here. 1 also works the same way, where whichever number is here, it's going to block both of these and push this to the middle. So actually we do have an argument that 8 must be in one of these two cells, because if not, we have two numbers where this thing happens where both the top left and the bottom right get canceled out for the middle. So we do end up erasing 8 from the right, from the other spots in the top and in... It's got to be one of these as an 8 and one of these as an 8, which means it can't be in the other spaces. That means... that means since there's an 8 here on the right, we do end up pushing 8 onto the palindrome here, and because of this, it can't be in this spot, so it's got to be down below here. That gives us a few more 8s by Sudoku. This actually resolves the 7 to go down below. That gives us a 2-8 pair on the left side. The remaining numbers are 1, 6, 9. 1, 9 are both blocked in the middle, so a 6 goes here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that gives us a 1, 8 pair in both the second row, but also with the palindrome in the 8th column. So this does block 1, 8 for that entire column. Let's quickly check the 8s again. Oh yeah, now that we have an 8 in the bottom right, we know where the 8 is going to go in the palindrome. It's going to go over here a little bit away from the center. That's going to resolve the 8-1 pair as well. And we still don't fully know where the 8 is up top. It's going to be one of 2 in both spaces. So whichever 7, 8 is, it's going to also be the same thing in the middle. And we're going to have 1 on either side. We can just mark that too as well, 1, 7, 9. Oh, actually it's going to go down here because the 1 is blocked in row 8, and it can't be in row 3 because, yeah, that's also blocked. So we've got a 7, 9 pair in column 6. We've got the 7, 9, and we've got the 6 in row 8. That is still to be resolved. 1 we can just straight up get on the right side now. That does give us this 1 by Sudoku as well. Oh, whoops. Got confused by the pencil marks. The 8 we already have. Oh, we get it in the bottom row by Sudoku, but going up we still have 2 pairs. No, we don't. This 1 on the bottom is canceled out now. So we've got to move the 1 to the top, and it goes into the other side of the palindrome as well. That gives us all 1s. 8s we got as much as we can, so we need to focus on 6, 9, and 7 now. Oh, yeah, 9, 7 pairs in row 4. That makes this a 6 on the left side, and that gives us the 6 on the other side of the palindrome as well. Now we got a 7, 9 pair in row 8. That gives us another spot for the 6. The remaining cell here is, that is the 3, right? That resolves the 3 pair we had at the start. Yep, all of this is going to be 7, 9 in the center that we still have to figure out based on the other spots. Yeah, this is also a 7, 9 pair in the center rows. Oh, but now it's resolvable because of the 9 from the top right. So we get 7, 9, that's also a 9 here, 7, 9, 7, 7, 9. That also goes down to the bottom, and 7. Right. Awesome, we're so close to being done now. 2, 6, 9 on the bottom. We get the 9 by Sudoku, that gives us the 2 and the 6. 2 goes up into this spot, that resolves this 2, 8 pair. We get the 8 on the bottom here. Remaining number is 7, which goes on the left, and 6, which goes on the right. Remaining number in the top left, that is going to be 9. 9 goes down here, and we still need a 6. Done. I think that was a fairly nice for an 80-something point solve. Pretty tricky catch with this double pair here. Seeing these two candidates. So that was probably fairly difficult to spot on paper solving. But I'm glad I managed to catch it here. That was still a pretty nice way to use the palindrome geometry. Thank you all so much for watching. I guess I'm trying to solve these videos in a faster time so I can get these without reducing the time too much. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for Sudoku variants which I should try out on this channel, please do leave a comment for those, because I am always looking for new suggestions. And yeah, so that's been it for now. Bye bye. Have a nice day.